Wait 1 second. It's recording now. Start again.
A double clutch is a clutch that's like idiot proof. So like instead of not knowing how to use a clutch and like like a basic like gear system, you just push it and it clutches on the way down, and then if you're too dumb and don't know like when to let go, it clutches on the way back up too.
Oh.
So instead of just like having to hold that pedal to the floor, you can just like push it with one toe, and like no matter at what state you're at, it's clutching. So you can just like completely let go when you feel completely confident.
That's really nice.
And yeah, it's like, but they do it because it's like a performance vehicle, so like you don't have to concentrate on it. It's like halfway to an automatic. You should have like not told me you got a Wii and waited to see how long it took me to figure it out, because everything looks the exact same.
that we never moved yours, but you still had yours there.
Yeah, it's just like everything's like exactly what it was.
I get like a second copy of Mario Kart and just do it all with the mute button.
Recreate the Mii characters.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could have even just said nothing and waited for me to figure out how long, because you have your one profile here.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm talking about a BMW I found,
yeah.
which I have no means of buying, but like I could not help but thrusting myself on anyway.
He started talking to me about this earlier, and before he started that clutch thing that he was talking about, he just walked up to my doorway and said, "But for real, girl, the BMW has a double clutch."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh God, girl, queen, I have to tell you about this. He has a double clutch."
Oh.
Yeah. Spill the tea.
He's the one.
Slay. My current car's gender is female. I didn't force that on it. She just is. Like you can tell.
And you respect her.
And I respect her for it. She's a girl boss. But this Chad of a BMW I found. He thinks he's so fucking slick.
And he's right.
He is so fucking right. It's like ahead of its time, kind of, because it has like a touch screen and all this stuff.
Okay.
Even though it's a 2004. But you would, like, if you were to look at it, you would think it's like a 2015. Like, it was really well maintained.
I might look up pictures of it at some point.
Yeah. I'll ask the seller to send pictures.
Oh, okay.
But I could also just, like, tell you the make and model afterwards. Again, like, this is a fever dream. I have no means of buying this vehicle. But it's in, like, pristine condition. I did take it for a ride with the buyer, like, the morning I was, like, asking about it and looking at it. And, like, we got, and he's like, "You know how to drive a stick, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And
do it all the time.
Do it all the time. I haven't driven a stick in, like, 5 years. Well, basically, it's like an automatic, but there's a pretend brake that you push every 5 seconds. Otherwise, it explodes. It was in this empty lot with, like, this abandoned building that had the outline of a Family Dollar logo on it. That I guess they didn't care. Like, that's their car selling area. If I ever did live in the South, I would definitely live there. Like, property taxes are, like, nothing. And, like, even though, there's a lot of, like, shall we say, shenanigans going on. Nice save there.
Yeah.
I really liked the area. So, like, yeah, if I ever did have the opportunity, I would live there.
Hearing about cheap southern living really sounds like a fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, I would absolutely, like, make my home powered by, like, solar panels and whatever I wanted. Like, I would try to make it, like, run on water or some shit. If the only thing I had to do was pay taxes.
Yeah. And
just be completely, like, isolated from, like, the vulnerabilities of mass society. I know we've mentioned this before, but I would love to find out that you have, like, a save file of, like, all the cutout nonsense that I say, like everything that like just weighs the episode down and takes up more time.
And one day I'm gonna release an episode of like 5 hours of just that.
It's just like rambling,
just bullshit.
Oh yeah, so I put it in gear, pretending like I knew how to drive at all. But I didn't know about the double clutch at first, because when you have something in gear but you have the clutch down, it basically acts like neutral.
Okay.
Like, because the gear's not obviously like in effect yet. So we just like started rolling backwards because I'm like, oh, the clutch is not working. He's like, no, it's a double clutch. Ooh, still having no idea what that means.
Oh, you learned that day.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like you understand it. You know, it doesn't take that long to learn. No, that's not an insult to you. That's just it's a general statement.
Someone like you could understand.
No. Like, it doesn't. You know, you need just a brief tutorial.
Minimal wisdom is required for this.
Yes, that doesn't mean you possess less than minimal. It just means that it's a simple concept to understand.
Yeah.
So the double clutch, yeah, like I pushed down on it, it started rolling backwards, and he's like, no, yeah, you just let go completely. I'm like, damn. And I've popped a clutch many times in life. What that means is when you do it completely wrong, and you just like force it into gear while like pushing the clutch like a button instead of like letting it out at the same time as like, you know, when you give it some gas. And then the car starts to move, and then you just basically repeat that 6 times at each proportional speed. But like that one is basically just like a very smooth button. Like you can't pop it. It's weirdly similar to when you have a broken clutch, which I've had, where you have no power at all. Like you just put it in gear, it pops in, except without the sudden jolt of energy that like makes you feel like you're gonna flip. I don't know if any of that made sense, but
a little bit.
Yeah.
When you say a flip, I imagine like you mean do a wheelie and do a full backflip.
Yeah, basically like it feels like somebody's like smashed into your car, like you just like jerk backwards.
Oh yeah.
Because the car is like ready to go, but it's not in the right gear. Yeah, so it's like that. It's like having a broken clutch that does not respond, except it does. It's like it is. You can relax. You can rest easy.
It's all the great things about everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't Mario Kart on the Switch have a Mercedes?
I think it's a Mercedes. Yeah, it's like. There's an old one, and there's like a whenever the launch year, like 2018. There's like one of those like generic like potato-looking ones that's like the hatchback, and then there's like the old like V12 that looks like it was designed to go to space.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks more like a submarine. It's amazing that like it's probably because it's miniaturized for the game. Like it's amazing that you can turn it all in it. Yeah, I wish it had a BMW.
You could do it.
But
you said you would be willing to trade with him. Well, maybe not be willing, but like maybe
for the BMW.
Yeah,
I meant in Mario Kart, but yes, like I might, assuming I had something of equity to trade apart from like a hearty handshake.
But I wonder, like, if he's getting rid of it because he needs money.
He said it's because he needs money.
Okay,
which makes it probably easier to negotiate. You know how much I love bartering, but you know he's also got to make something on it. So he's probably not going to move too much because he kind of knows its value, but also he's blindsided by the fact that like he seems to like love them like children. Not like that. Like like he loves BMWs as if they were his own children.
Yeah, that's why I picked up.
Not as like children in general, like, which I guess isn't inherently evil, but never mind. I feel like I'm rapidly painting myself into a corner here.
So something I learned is that if you have an item and you want to hold it, you can hold the left thing on the D-pad, and it just holds behind you.
Oh, just release and it throws it?
Yeah.
I just push behind me when I want to throw something behind me.
Yeah, it's just nice, like, if there's a red shell coming at you, you can put it right behind you.
Yeah, it's just like a one button. That's kind of like a double clutch, actually.
Yeah, you don't have to, like, aim it up.
You don't have to aim it, you just, like, release when you're ready. Fourth again. Is that the best you can do? I don't know.
Is that your impression of me?
No, that's... that's my own.
All right, Nick, ready to go to the next the next race here.
You're like Mrs. Puff doing an impression of the way Patrick drew her. Big fat meanie. This stage. Him.
It's not very drift heavy.
You know it is.
Yeah.
The BMW 3.
What's the make and model of it?
It is an XI 3300. Or I'm sorry, 330. Sounds way less impressive.
That's still a large number.
You would think they would call it like the Eagle or something, you know? Like a lot of vehicles will come up with like a proper name instead of like, you know, a serial number.
I feel like a lot of performance vehicles I've seen though have a name.
They definitely
like that.
do have like a long ass like code name, which I guess kind of but it's not very helpful with discerning them. And it doesn't make it easy to, like, I don't know, pick out which one is, like, good or not. So I don't want to dox you. I was about to bring up your make and model.
It's fine. It's a car.
So the Accord, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen somebody put a Hellcat engine in one, and they call it a Hellcord. That's catchy, and it's fast as fuck because it's a lighter frame.
Oh yeah, and it's unsuspecting.
It is complete, yeah,
Accord.
because it looks like a Honda Accord, but you get up close to it, and you're like, the letters say Hellcord on it.
Oh, they actually put it on there.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it was just a video, but I thought that was the coolest shit ever, because that would be like my dream car. Yes, I want to go 300 miles an hour in something that looks like a suburban mom is picking up. I'm sorry, that sounded like passive-aggressive, like a backhanded compliment. Your car is actually very cool.
Yeah, I like it.
I regret not getting one, because, like, before I got my current vehicle, I wanted to get a Prius, because I like the idea of, like, having an engine, but also, like, you know, a battery if I needed it.
Yeah.
But, like, Hondas are very reliable vehicles.
I've had no major issues with it.
Yeah, I mean, it barely seems like you have to do any maintenance. Like, if I don't, like, tickle my car once a week, like, it has a meltdown. Hondas are very, like, well engineered. I don't want to make this the car episode. I'm going to move on from this topic.
We have the car episode. We're gonna, when Kai gives here, we have the death battle episode.
Yep. Wait, oh yeah, he was just guest starring in the last one, right? We didn't make that one death battle.
Yeah, that was just, well, that was the Would You Rather episode, actually.
Oh, that's right. I think I've yet to watch that.
You haven't heard it all the way through?
What do I feel like I haven't? I'm sure I have.
You were there for it.
Yeah.
So you know what happens, at least.
But I'm not going to be, like, that jaded, or I guess, like, that self-gratifying that I'm like, oh, I don't even watch the show anymore.
They've fallen off.
We're that big. No, I'm sure I have, but, like, I leave them on as background.
Dude, we got dozen of people listening.
1 dozen. 200 or 300 per episode, at least. I don't know where to go from this. This, I guess, is the car episode. Like, I want to say, like, suffice to say, my last Honda had 300,000 on it, which is consistent with the amount of maintenance I had to do on it. But, you know, I just want one car in life that I don't have to, like, have a nightmare about and then prevent that from manifesting.
I would like, if I can do this with the Honda, that'd be great. I want to have a car that I own for long enough and that I take good enough care of that I can turn over what is it called? The mile counter.
Oh, and like make it reach 1 million.
Yeah, and then turn it over back to 0. What's it called? Why can't I think of it? Odometer?
I guess it's, well, the odometer measures like the miles traveled.
Yeah, that.
I guess it's just like the mileage counter. I guess, yes, it is technically an odometer, but the odometer is actually the one that you, like, reset from trip A to trip B. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. I usually am. And, like, it's kind of rewarding, I'm sure, because, like, most of them are only rated for 900,000 miles, because once you reach 1 million, it does reset.
And it's basically a new car.
Yeah, like, if you've treated it that well that it's made it that far, you kind of deserve it, right? It's like a rite of passage, because, like, you've treated it so good, it might as well be a new car. But that's the thing, is some cars actually will go that far, and, like, the oil hasn't been changed in a quarter of a century. It's like, you open the oil tank and it's just sludge. But it's like, goddamn, is it reliable? That's like, as I get older, I care less and less about, like, oh, it has a fucking turbocharger, and more about, like, damn, it can pick me up from school, it can take me to work.
I think it can take the kids to soccer practice.
It's great on gas.
Yeah.
It can take the kids to soccer practice, even though I don't have kids. Just some kids.
Just a kid.
Just a kid.
Estranged.
And it won't break down on me.
Dude, the minivan rental we got in Utah at my brother's trip, the seats on the backs of them all had screens and HDMI cords, like HDMI plugins, so you could, like, bring a Switch or an Xbox or something in there to play it.
It was like fairly new?
Yeah, it's very new.
Nice. Was it like a Chrysler? I've always hoped to own one of those too, because
I think it was a Chrysler.
I just imagine that's like the most I see on the road. Like, when I think of a minivan, I think of a Chrysler. But I would love to own one of those someday, or just like a reliable variant of one, because to me, it's better than, like, owning a truck, and also, like, buy into the subculture of owning a truck. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a truck person. A truck. You know how it goes.
Truck.
Truck, yeah. I'm a truck. I love being a truck.
You know, all those truck people.
No adult responsibility. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, but like, a van is just like a better truck, right? Because you could theoretically put a hitch on it. If you have like hardware or I don't know whatever you want to load up into the back of a truck, you almost have the same amount of space, and it's not subject to weather.
Yeah, you just gotta like put the seats down, and then you can lay stuff down there.
Exactly. And so, like, especially like Japanese vehicles are designed exactly for that. I would love to own one of those tiny like Japanese trucks that like the sides fold down, and it's basically a go-kart, but then you fold them back up, and it's like a work van, but like that you could put in your wallet.
I don't think I've seen that.
You never seen them?
No.
So there's I think it's called Donut. There's a YouTube channel I watch. If they're not called Donut, then I guess fucking whatever. We'll link in the description. But I'm pretty sure they're called Donut. They made a video where they bought one like that was like imported. So like, you know, the steering wheel is on the right hand side. Mm-hmm. And like
it's a gas and brake or something.
Yeah, it was like basically the concept was like, how much does it really cost us to get a small Japanese truck?
Oh, I think you were telling me about this before.
Yes. I think I hopefully not on the podcast.
No, it was like in the kitchen.
But like the baseline cost is like $2,000. You give us $2,000, we give you this truck, right? And it's like, yeah, fucking sounds like a deal. But then like you order it, and they're like, sorry, you have to pay us an extra $4 to like take it off the boat. And there's these permits and stuff, and it's like, fine, whatever. So then you get it, and you also have to do this like licensing thing because it's like, oh, it's a foreign vehicle. Don't know if it's safe for the road. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, kiss, kiss. And it's like
joke, jerk.
$500 more. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. So like basically you end up paying full price for what a small truck would be, but you still get the benefit of it. And so that was like the review. They were truck reviewing, but I really like because it's like they're great on gas. They are absolutely great on gas. You can still ride like quite a few passengers as long as you're okay with putting them in the trunk.
Yeah, they still got some utility to it.
Yeah, it's got like perfect utility. I don't know if it could like, fucking haul a freight liner, I guess like a fucking regular Ram 1500 could, but like it's got so many more uses than that.
Can this thing pull an aircraft carrier?
I would not be surprised if it could though. Like they're fucking awesome. You don't even need a jack. You could just push it up. I like how small they are. This is me having a debate with myself. Like, I just don't like truck culture here. I feel like it's toxic.
American truck culture?
Yes, American truck culture. It's uninclusive.
Well, yeah, it only includes the people that have trucks.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Dweebs. But, like, on top of that, you can still, like, modify it if you wanted. I don't know what size engines they make, but if you were so inclined, you could turbocharge it, with, like, with keyboard duster.
So I got I got a little bit blown away on how I had one of the reverse item boxes, the ones that hurt you, and I didn't know where to put it because I was pretty far ahead already. Yeah. So I just launched it ahead while I threw it forward while I was going off a jump, and it like shot it across the map.
Wow. Wait, which item? Oh, an item box.
Yeah.
I think that's happened a couple times recently. Like you must be getting more experimental because I think didn't you like fly across Luigi circuit one time?
Fly across it?
Yeah, you like hit a jump or something and it, or maybe I'm thinking of me or something. We've been finding more shortcuts.
Yeah.
Recently, I don't know if that's pertaining to what we were talking about, but
I have been like doing that a little bit more though, where if you are on a jump and you hit a boost and like do a trick as well,
yeah,
it gives you a lot of speed and that like multiplies for the item you throw, I guess. Yeah. So it just shot it way ahead more than I expected.
I'm sure there are ways to like cheat this game and basically fucking get first every time with minimal effort.
There's that one on Mushroom Gorge where you just turn around and take a little bounce.
As long as you go up the hill and like, don't touch the ground when you're passing the finish line again. It reminds me of Nuketown where you could just like get slightly above the invisible barrier with the fence if you like dive onto the gas tank outside one of the houses and you just like you dive right and then you can basically just like shoot everyone, from like a perfect height across the map.
Oh.
And like they can't touch you because you're outside of the wall.
I haven't played much Black Ops. I have all the games, like all the older games at least, but I just never really played much of them multiplayer.
The original.
Yeah,
It
wasn't the first one.
I can't remember, even though you feel like it would be easy to make the distinction between one or two, but whether it's Nuketown 2025 or just Nuketown. It's been a long time since I have played Nuketown, but I feel like that's where I learned it.
Okay.
I used to play that with my dad a lot. He'd be like, hey, you want to play some Nuketown? I'm like, yeah,
Hey, son.
I'm going to mop the floor with you. And he's like, we'll see about that.
In your wet dreams.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
we don't talk much these days. Yeah, so we'd play Nuketown. God, I hope I haven't talked about this on the podcast either. Just shows how varied I am as a person.
I think you are varied because I don't remember this.
So, like, we'd play Nuketown. I've never been able to beat him.
Oh, really?
I don't know what his skill level is. I assume it's fucking phenomenal because I don't consider myself a bad player, but, like, it's usually fair game if I play with anyone else. He just mops the floor with me every time. And then, like, it almost makes me feel worse because afterwards he'll be like, hey, you want one of them things? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, one of them things. And then I immediately know he's talking about an ice cream sandwich.
Oh.
Because that's what he calls them every time, even though I can't remember the first time he says it. And then
It's always that exact process.
Yeah, it's always an ice cream sandwich, which tells me he bought them. I don't know if he's ever been doing it just for my account or he likes them anyway. But, like, he's like, you want one of them things. Like, he won't say the word ice cream sandwich.
It's like he's trying to get you to smoke in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to say it out loud.
You want one of them pixie sticks?
Hey, dude, you cool?
Are you cool, though? Yeah, so, like, yeah, well, then we just eat ice cream sandwiches afterwards. And I'll be like, go again? He's like, nah, not tonight. Okay. Good times. It was like every Tuesday from the time I was like 6 years old until last Tuesday, I'm sure.
I feel like I want to play Black Ops now.
Yeah. It's a time-honored tradition. Like, if I ever have children, I'm going to instill that in them.
Are you going to play Black Ops, like, 1 and 2, or are you going to play Black Ops, like, 15, whatever?
I don't know. Probably the original, because, you know, my simple mind does what I know. And if they make Nuketown, like, 2099, then I'm probably going to have a seizure. But ice cream sandwiches will be involved.
Oh, that's
like,
great.
Guarantee that.
Well, your kids at that point, they would probably know about new video games.
They would.
So they'd be like, what is this, NES?
Yeah, I'd be
show
like dusting it off. I'm like, yeah, this is almost from the last century, if you can believe it. I technically predate this game. They're like, ugh! And I'll be like, you want one of them things? Like, those horrible things that give you cancer? No. What are you trying to do? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're great. You know, they're one of them things.
You don't know what it's called anymore.
One of them things, except, like, you know, it's the whole, like, legacy thing. Like, I'd have to get incredible at Black Ops to hope to beat them.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I'm just okay. He's fucking untouchable.
What you gotta do, and maybe it wouldn't work with Black Ops, but you gotta find a game that's coming out around the time that they're playing games.
Yeah.
You gotta master it in secret, and then when they want to play it with you, you fucking wreck them.
Oh my god, is that what my dad actually did? Because that's the only thing he, like, plays. Apart from, like, Forza. And we don't play Forza. I guess he feels like he's got to entertain me. But I would love to play Forza. But we don't. And I might be good at it. Maybe he sucks at it, and that's why he doesn't want to play it. But, like, now you've got me fucking thinking. Has he been playing Black Ops in secret this whole time? Just getting really good at it?
Just for you.
God, I hope he never finds this podcast.
Forza is one player unless you play it online on, like, separate consoles or stations.
I could be thinking of just a very specific version of it. So the version that he played the most was for the 360 because he had this accessory. It's like a motion-based like steering wheel controller, but without like a foot brake and like a joystick and everything. It's like something you'd see like from like the Guitar Hero line, except it's a steering wheel like with triggers and all the same analog buttons, but you can turn it and then that acts as an input, like if you were to steer. So we'd use those, and it was like top of the line. It looked like something that could have been for the Xbox One, but it was just for the 360. And like we've only played it a couple times, but you know that it felt great. Like I wish we would have done it more. Mm-hmm. If I get a 360 again, I'll probably end up trying to find one of those. But that version of Forza had like a split screen. Anyway, so I guess that was the point of that.
That's cool. Unless
it wasn't Forza, but just another adjacent car game.
Yeah. Because at least the ones I know from Forza are all one player.
Yeah.
Unless you're online. But yeah, maybe one of the earlier ones was split screen.
Yeah.
Because I wish Forza Horizon and Motorsport were multiplayer.
The one we played was, right? The one for PS4? Because didn't we...
Oh, that's Gran Turismo.
Oh, that's right. Maybe that's what we played.
Oh, maybe. I gotta play some more of that.
Yeah.
Because I got a PS5 now. I can just fucking play it.
I actually can't play it outside of VR. Like, it doesn't feel comfortable to me.
Oh. I thought, like, you... Not that you physically can't, but that you just don't want to unless it's VR.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would suck at it. There would be no point to playing it outside of it. Which, like, it's a great game, and I really appreciate the motion controls.
Yeah, I love that you can use the...
But the field of view is so off to me. Even though, like... The PlayStation VR, the last one anyway, only runs at like 720p. Like, it looks like you're playing it on like a Nokia.
Being in it is worth it.
Being in it, yeah. Like, I recede my vision by half.
It's about the same for me.
That's what you see anyway, right?
Wow, this looks great. It's just like real life.
You can see the individual pixels shifting on like
Yeah.
the fuzzy dice in the car. If there ever is a new... Motorsport, or wait, what is it? What's that brand called?
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. Yeah, if there is another one for PSVR 2, I would absolutely invest in that.
That'd be cool.
I say invest like I'm gonna get something back out of it. I mean, fun is very generous, right? Like, you play it to unlock all the cars.
You earn the in-game money.
You earn the in-game monies by doing the race.
Forza Horizon is really fun. It's open world.
It's like GTA without getting out, right?
And the people always get away before
Yeah.
you hit them.
Yeah. Somehow.
GTA without getting out.
Isn't that kind of what it is? The way I remember it, and the way you showed me it,
It's just GA.
it felt
It's Grand
like
Auto.
yeah. Like, can't you get the police after you anyway?
That's Need for Speed,
Uh,
which is also really fun.
but you can do all kinds of illegal shit anyway, right?
Yeah, you can like fuck around a lot.
As long as it's a car crime.
Vehicular manslaughter. It's not like you get the cops after you, but there are, in the one I play, night races where you race. It's like a street race where there's like full traffic, and you're trying not to fuck everything up.
I can't believe Fast and Furious. I'm sure they have actually.
have games.
Like, yeah, like a tie-in game that, like, you know, you just basically deal with that.
I wonder how. I feel like I've seen one before. Like maybe they should have the one, because I've seen some cover art for it. I wouldn't know if it's good. I'd be curious to see if it's good or not.
Have I not had you play the the van heist game in the VR demo disc?
It doesn't sound familiar.
When I first got the VR headset, I had a shit ton of games that came with it. But it's just this one where like you basically follow this mini campaign that has like segmented levels where there's one that you go have like a burner phone and a shootout at a poker table. There's one where like you get an Uzi and you have to shoot these motorcycles away from you while you're in a van. I feel like I may have had you play it before. I fucking wish I had my disc, or like, you know, I'm really fucking hoping that it's in the game bin, because I haven't played it in a long time. But I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I sold it because I got bored or something. But I do fucking miss that experience.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about VR games recently. They're just so fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great ones.
I would love one that's more than like a 15-minute experience. Because you just like burn through them, right?
Yeah, I want a full console game type thing.
Yeah.
That could actually, you could go back and play it for like 40 hours.
Like, imagine...
What a story.
Imagine this, if you will, like, let's say for like Gran Turismo, like, you have the fucking steering wheel and the pedal, and it's in VR. Like, how do you get any more immersed than that?
That would be hard to, because like the ones where it's a screen setup, those are nice, but like you can't look behind you. You can't look to your sides. You would have to maybe there's a stick control for that, but that's not immersive.
But if you had a headset on though,
yeah, that's perfect. Like, you have the full vision. You have the full view.
It's you might as well be in a car.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how much they will bother investing in this in the actual industry, but like, motion control is a perfect hardware technology that's compatible with that. Like, if you had a shooter game, just design like a piece of hardware, just like the Wii, that you can plug your controllers into, or like, like just snap them in, and it's like you have like a two-hand gun.
Yeah.
How are we not doing this like already, like for everybody?
How has this not been done 10 years ago? It feels perfect.
Yeah, because Sony did something really smart when their first like the VR thing came out for PlayStation 4, where they had those motion controllers from the PS3 that like did not sell because they didn't have VR technology at the time, and it was just like, oh yeah, you can draw on your screen as long as you have this camera. And they were just like, you remember those? If you threw them away, shame on you. But if you kept them for whatever reason,
now
they work for the VR. Yeah,
that's really smart.
It's like it saved people so much money. It works like almost as good as, because I'm sure it's basically the same technology as like an actual like expensive VR controller. You don't really have to do that. Like, it's very user friendly in its UI. Just like follow the steps and you're there. Like, you remember the Until Dawn tie-in game? Like,
yeah.
That uses that technology and it works really well. And it predates it by 10 years.
I guess maybe there is some story games that go for a while, except I think The Walking Dead has a VR game that is a decent length.
Kai has been telling me very much about that. It's the Saints and Sinners one.
Yeah.
If I could justify that price, because I think it was like $40, then I would get it in a heartbeat. That sounds like so much fun, and I think it does have like a story that ties in to like all of the experience, instead of just like, like a short 15-minute one. Everything else is like an interactive arcade.
Yeah.
Because like you'd have to take breaks, obviously, for doing that if it's like a 15-hour game. But like something like that, I wish it was, within my grasp. That I had all the components I need, because I think there is one available for the PS4, but I don't use that enough to like figure out when it's on sale or not. And also, if I'm gonna get it, like I'm gonna get it for like the Oculus instead, or like the the Meta Quest.
I think we got posted about it on X.
Yeah, give me a fucking break. It's the same. Never mind. It's not worth it.
People know when you say Oculus what it means.
An Oculus, which, by the way, they're trying to make that hardware out of date by making only like a third of the game market on it available, because the rest of it is like, oh yeah, you have to get the new headset to afford the storage for this game.
Oh.
Like they have the Meta Quest 3 now.
There's a 3 out already?
Yeah, because what we have is the 2, and I think the first one is like the one that just plugs into your computer. It looks exactly the same, I think, with fewer cameras. Like
the 3 has fewer cameras?
Yeah, I granted I haven't seen one up close, but like it's gimmicky. It has 3 cameras in like a Roman numeral 3 on the front.
Oh yeah.
But the original, like the one we have, is like a spider face. Like it has like 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, so you can create like a visual field for like setup, and also probably for tracking. It makes it a lot easier. But I don't know how that's any easier with like them just like all next to each other in the front.
Yeah, that is strange.
It feels gimmicky. Like it might have maybe like LiDAR or something where it can like read distance as well as have like a like a visual field. So maybe it is better, but it doesn't feel like it would be. And also like the one we have is only like 4 years old. Like they should,
not bad.
For a console that's supposed to be for everybody, like you should be at least getting 7 minimum out of it. That's how long the 360 lasted, and that's like one of the most popular consoles of all time. They're losing money because people aren't going to immediately switch up, unless they're like super rich or the headset is super cheap.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are switching.
I mean,
maybe they make enough money off people buying Beat Saber or whatever.
I mean, I would hope that money partially goes to the creator, and also like I don't know, maybe it's for like the songs or whatever. Beat Saber is fun, but that's more credit to the people who made it, because that's probably the thing that replaced like rhythm games, that everyone plays, because like it used to be Guitar Hero, then I'm sure like Rock Band, then the one where you sing. That one, everyone can do it. It has different skill levels, and it's like it's fun. You can do it consistently. You get a good workout.
And there's a lot of different variety to it with all the different packs, a lot of different music.
Yeah, because you can any song you want. Like basically, it's on there. It's like Spotify.
Yeah, They just came out with a new OST, I think, like Pack 7 or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe not 7. I should update mine to see if I have it. Just like a free new songs.
I've never played anything more than like the demo
Oh.
or like the one song you showed me, which I had a really fucking hard time with. My rhythm isn't that bad, but like there's definitely a learning curve.
Oh yeah. I mean, those things you have to practice so long, especially
Yeah.
if you're doing the Expert Plus modes.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot about memory. It's about, well, you have to be fit enough to like get everything as well, which a lot of times I
Yeah.
am not. There's some of them that are beyond my physical ability.
Like breathing time too. Well, I mean, yeah, it would just be a matter of like, how quickly can you like articulate your wrists? Because I'm sure you like there's a lot of shortcuts you have to take instead of like swinging your whole arm. It's just like like tickle it.
Yeah.
Just like barely touching in time. But that's what the community of like rhythm games is. Like have you ever seen like people go for like records on Guitar Hero and stuff, like the online version?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, and it's like 3 solid minutes of them pushing a button faster than any input I've ever seen. You have to basically be like a senior developer, I think, if you're going to work on input buffering for that, or for games like that. Like, I don't know if you know what input buffering is. I only learned about it like yesterday. Let's say Mario Odyssey, because that's the example they used.
I think I saw this video too.
Yes.
Where if you
Like-
can't have the ability to hit the button yet, but you press the button, like the action can't be done yet, but you hit
Right.
the button early and it still waits.
So
and
the
then does
whole
it on its own.
the whole idea is like different techniques for exercising input buffering, because if you want to feel immersed in a game, you want to feel like you're being heard, when you try to do something. So like even if it doesn't register, like at least some indicator that action is happening. And I see that in a lot of games, like all the Arkham Asylum games. Like if you're doing like a combo, which there's only 2 buttons you can ever really attack with, the way that they've designed input buffering in that is that it will cancel what it was currently doing, and like it will use an intermediate animation to switch to what you wanted to do.
Okay.
So like if you're going to like, punch the person in front of you, it'll switch and like elbow the person behind you if you pulled back. Then it'll also give you a break to counter the person in front of you.
So it's just workarounds for whenever
Yes.
you're a little bit early.
But it's crucial. I'm sure the video emphasized this too. It's crucial to feeling that much more immersed in a game.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a rhythm game where you feel like you need to have like precision timing, you definitely can't be pissing people off constantly. Like, I did push orange. I fucking did. Like,
Not in time.
yeah. I did it ahead of time. Like,
Too early.
yeah. You have to be fucking on the ball with that shit, and you have to feel like what you're doing matters. Why did I jump there?
Which it never does.
Nothing I do matters, but
Nothing I do is matters.
the
It's all
illusion.
energies.
Nothing I do is matters. I just want to feel heard. I want to feel like my random bullshit makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess she never misses. Do you know what I was referencing there?
Is that fucking TikTok
Yeah.
thing? From like 6 years ago
Yes.
or something?
I think that was originally from like an Overwatch streamer. Like that's probably where the TikTok sound came from. But I feel like I remember that originating from like a streamer just started randomly singing in the middle of a match, and it's like her gloating theme or something.
Because I remember the video. I don't know if it was people being insensitive at the time, but I remember it was the idea of it was it looks like a woman, but people were saying, oh, it's actually a guy doing the dance.
Oh,
I don't know if it was a transgender person
could be.
or if it was just a guy dressing up as a woman and like trying to trick people or what.
That probably makes more sense. Like you sound more sure of that than I do about the streamer thing. So I don't know.
Because have you seen the videos of guys dressing up like women on Omegle and going on there trying to
Yes.
thirst trap guys?
Yes,
It's really
and
funny.
sometimes they'll run into each other.
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that.
And suss each other out.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It never works. Like you can see them give each other's look. Like you're not fooling anyone.
They know.
Is that appropriation, or is that because I see it as humorous?
Yeah.
But somebody who is genuinely like questioning their sexual identity and their gender, would they feel insulted?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the times in this world, in this society,
in this current climate.
I feel like a lot of times people get offended for other people more than those people get offended.
I tend to do that a lot. Like, not that I am personally offended, but I'm always like, I'm triple checking just to make sure. Because I do not want to seem insensitive.
Yeah.
Even though I am.
I mean, that's one of my main goals in life, is just not be an asshole to anybody.
Yeah. I don't know if it happened last episode or this episode. This has actually started to become secondhand to me. Not necessarily trying hard, but like, I've so thoroughly memorized these levels that like my movements have become smaller. Like, I don't have to deliberately make turns anymore. I just kind of like feel it out.
Oh yeah.
Which
it's like, where this part where I turn left.
Yeah, I think I've graduated to that since like last fall, or I guess the fall before, whenever we started this.
Have you ever done the time trials in this game?
One time, you had me try one because I think it was up against Daisy and you just couldn't fucking beat her. Like, I think eventually you did, but holy shit.
They are rough.
Yeah.
Like, the first one,
because you had to do it on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You could not make any turns.
There's, I think, 3 types of ghosts. There's the regular, there's the fast, and there's the expert.
Yeah.
So for the unlocks, like unlocking characters and bikes and stuff, some of them you have to do the time trial races for. And it doesn't make you beat the expert ones, it just makes you unlock them because it knows how impossible that is. Because, like, the people who made the race, basically, are...
Like, you don't have to win, you just have to make the minimum score.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? I mean, you would think at that point, like, why would they make them so impossibly hard? Why? Because, like, people are still going to try, just for the prestige of it.
Yeah.
Why am I flat?
Because you haven't developed yet.
It's nothing to feel insecure about.
It's okay, you should have late bloomer.
The flower metaphor for, like, human bodily changes has always been so weird to
silly.
me. Deflowering her rose. It's like,
what?
Never heard of that?
Is that, like, taking her virginity?
Yes.
That's strange.
I mean, you can just say it, you know? It makes it sound creepier.
You know what I like less, though, than that?
What?
Pop the cherry. I don't like that sound.
What is it with, like, organic material metaphors? Like... Forget the garden part.
That sounds so rough.
Pop the fucking cherry.
It's so disgusting sounding.
Popping it.
I would rather you just
like,
say take your virginity.
Plucking it. Yeah, nothing. I actually just imagine like it pops like a balloon, like in all directions. Cherries don't pop. You squish them. It's like, that's the only other thing you can do besides eat them.
It might be worse to say squish the cherry.
Squish the cherry.
Dude, I took her home last night. I squished a cherry.
Squish that cherry.
That's way funnier. I like that better, at least.
Does the metaphor extend that the fact that there are artificial cherries? And, like, you know, you'd get from, like, Dairy Queen.
Oh.
On, like, a milkshake.
So, I learned, not even that recently, but, like, within the last couple of years. So, I thought those were just, like, made of candy, basically, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure...
Wait, are they not?
I'm pretty sure that they're not candied cherries, that they're candied cherries. So, they're real cherries, they're, like, soaked in a syrup.
Oh.
Because sometimes they come with a stem. Like a real stem.
Okay, I thought it was, like, wax and, like, sugar.
Me too. I mean, maybe I'm still wrong about that. Maybe I fucked it up.
They could be candied cherry. It tastes like cold and pretty authentic, but real cherries taste like pretty sour.
Yeah.
You would think like at least a little bit of, because it's like a soulless cherry. You know, like cherries have soul because they have a pit and stuff, and then also like they have like more than one tone of taste.
Yeah.
Those things, you put them in your mouth, they start dissolving. And, like, you don't even have to, like, chew them. You just push a little bit on your tongue, and they break down.
Yeah, but, like, sometimes they come with a stem. They still have a little bit of a skin on them.
Yeah.
And
I've been confused about the skin. That would make me think that they're candied.
So, yeah, I think they're just marinated in some sort of syrupy solution.
It could be, especially because they do leave, like, a residue. Like, if you pull them out of whipped cream, there's, like a red mark.
Yeah.
So there's clearly, like, dye and stuff in there. But... they've done a very thorough job of, like, basically sucking the life out of whatever a cherry was, if that is the case. When I eat those things, it's like, it looks like a cherry, and it feels like a cherry. It does not taste like a cherry.
Not really, no. I actually really like cherries. I would kind of rather just put a regular cherry on it.
I do, too. Like, if I have the choice over anything, like, people usually will give me grapes and stuff, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. But the fucking cherries, man.
Yeah.
There's something satisfying about doing some of the work yourself, of like having to like eat around a pit.
Yeah.
And also like it's savory. That sounds weird for like a berry.
It's not like meat savory.
It's not meat
It's
savory.
not like salty.
But it's like it's slightly bitter, but also like satisfyingly sweet.
Yeah.
And that's a very like natural taste. Like I also like cherry juice, and also they're very good for you. Like they contain antioxidants. Even the pit probably has some form of protein, like a walnut. You know, even drinking them pure, it's not like unbearable, but they probably give you just as much benefit as like blueberries. And they grow on a tree, so it's like they're seasonal. You know, my mom wants to get rid of what I'm pretty sure is a Japanese cherry tree in her backyard by like cutting it down. I'm like, I get it's her house, she can do whatever she wants with it, but she just doesn't like the look of it, and that's her whole basis for doing it. I'm like, that's too bad, because it's a really cool tree, and it blooms like an actual blossom.
If I had a property, I would take it.
It's not very big, so I think like a group of like a couple people could probably like dig around it, and hopefully the roots grow back, but like definitely like get it in its own like large pot in time instead of cutting it down completely. I'm sorry, I'm like criticizing my mom on the. You can cut this out if you want.
No, well, you just.
I mean, I'm just expressing my opinion on the matter, but also like, you know, I'm not trying to like make the internet be like, "Ugh, what's wrong with your mom?"
But yeah, you preface it like she can do what she wants with
Yeah.
it. Just if we could take it, I would want to take it.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. She
'Cause
just
I like those trees.
she doesn't like it because it has vines on it right now.
Oh.
Like it could be slowly dying, but it's not dead yet. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some tree hugging hippie, but it's pretty.
Not some dumb fuck liberal.
I'm a real American. Hell yeah.
I'm a truck driving,
Truck
gun
driving,
wielding.
gun toting,
Yeah.
Tennessee occupying. I do not
Guy.
I do not want the population of Tennessee to hate me. You can bleep the state out if you want.
Whenever I hear Tennessee, I think. Do you know? I don't remember what his name was. Did you watch Sam and Cat? The show that was like a spin-off of
yes.
Victorious and iCarly.
Yes.
Do you remember what the boy's name with the afro that would always hang around them was?
Not the one with the puppet, right?
No.
Was that might
was
have been
Victorious.
Victorious, yeah.
This was a younger guy.
I don't
And he was always
remember.
trying to sell stuff.
Oh, with the glasses, right?
I think he had.
Or is
glasses.
that the puppet one?
That might be him also. There's just this kid that is always selling stuff, trying to make a quick buck.
Okay.
And one of the times he had hats of states that were misspelled, and the one I always remember was "Who wants Tennessee?"
Tennessee. It's not only spelled wrong, it's
a
not
mashup.
It's not either. That's a one of a kind. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. God, I fucking don't know what I did with it. I hope I kept it.
What?
We went to a museum there, and they were giving
In
us
Tennessee?
in Tennessee, and we got souvenirs for free because they were doing a demonstration of like an old like printing press, and they gave us pamphlets that they printed there like as part of the demonstration, and it was just like some pun about tomatoes and Tennessee and Reading. I cannot remember, but mine was spelled wrong.
Oh.
Like it was super rare. Like it did that old English thing where it used in the first S's in the word, like in Tennessee, it used F's in place.
Oh.
It was like Tenneffee. And I've only seen that a couple of other times, and we saw it. We saw it. And we were like, oh shit, it's a typo. But I think it was just like rare, or like it was deliberate, but still made it rare.
Is that a thing in Old English? Is that the F's made an S sound? Sometimes?
They're still pronounced with an S sound, but for some reason in writing, the first S's in words, they would sometimes use just like a lowercase f.
Is that like how for the first TH of words they'll put a Y, but it still was pronounced like TH?
I think so. See, like everyone else's was spelled with an S, except for that one.
Weird.
And so like we don't know if it was deliberate or not, but that is an actual thing, and it was using the same article of the F's, because like it's not designed the same way as like a regular F. It's like this like curly one that you see deliberately in places of an S. Like I actually have an example of this on the map in my room.
It's kind of like a script
Yes.
thing.
I think it's an era specific thing, which actually weirdly also checks out. This is kind of some conspiracy theory shit because it's like circa 1500s English, like right around like the Renaissance period, which maybe was when the language was changing. Maybe it was like being more Latin heavy or something. But it's so weird that it just happened to mine, which would make one think it was a mistake, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, like,
it just checks out. For the time.
Also, the printing press was like invented around that time period.
Yeah,
and it's an actual rule that applies. So, like, I don't know. It's the same shit as my car. Like, I have no idea which is like the problem that's happening. It could be both. It could be one or the other with the battery thing.
Yeah.
I cannot turn in time. A Goomba just spawned in front of me.
Trying to catch you off.
Yeah, I was like, I'm busy. I will talk to you later.
Talk to the hand.
XOXOXO.
Wow, 3 hugs and 3 kisses.
One after the other, though.
Which one's the hug and which one's the kiss?
O is the kiss. X is the... I'm sorry. O is the hug. X is the kiss. Because you pucker your lips.
Yeah, but why is it kisses, hugs, kisses, hugs? Maybe it is like that.
Well, the order can be whatever you want. If you wanted to put an O in front of it, you could. It's probably because, you don't want to frighten somebody by first restraining them and then kissing them. You want to kiss them first and then, with their permission, restrain them.
I would be equally thrown off if somebody
Just
kissed
like
me and
in.
then hugged me. As if somebody hugged me and then kissed me. I feel like I might be more thrown off by a kiss first and then a hug.
Oh, like you'd go to back away and then they hold you?
Well, I guess who is this? I think that's important, actually.
I would love to see an animated of the podcast where where like we're talking about this and this scenario is playing out to an animated version of you, like where somebody restrains you first and then begins to like it's like a POV shot, like they're gonna like kiss the camera.
It's all like
Yeah.
Fishland's scary eyes. Like,
Yeah, versus they go in for a kiss, and then when you try to back up, yeah, lock you in, get you spring trapped. Fucking kiss of '87, dude.
Because I didn't get context of it. I guess kisses and hugs would be from a person that would typically give you kisses and hugs. Because if this is a Trinity given to me, then I'm like, okay, yeah, whichever one works,
Right.
whatever.
Or your neighbor.
Yeah, that would be different.
Or, I don't know, somebody you've never met. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Maybe a roommate? I don't know.
Just maybe a roommate. I don't know. When you're sleeping.
I hit myself with a red shell. That was incredible.
Wait, how? Did you throw it ahead and then it had nobody else to lock onto?
I threw it ahead, and that person got hit by something else, so they stopped. And I was about to pass them, but I got too close.
Oh, you got in their position?
Yeah, the red shell, stayed back, and I caught up to it.
Damn. I wish, if you timed it right, you could grab red shells and, just have them in your inventory.
Yeah.
Like, if they're catching up to you.
Snag them out of the way. That'd be nice.
Yeah, like they make it a very small...
QTE.
Yes. But if you can do it, you are a QTE. I completely cut off what I was thinking just to get that in.
Oh.
Fuck, I hate when I do that to myself.
Way too horny now.
Skill check. I think skill check is when it's a very narrow gap, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a specific item that you could use to grab it instead and intercept it and it replaces that item.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, fucking fishnet or something. That doesn't feel like a Mario thing though, because everything here has to be like traditional, you know? I don't think Mario is the type of franchise to introduce very many new concepts.
Yeah, every item is pretty much like cause and effect.
Yeah.
It's not... There's no trading going on.
There's definitely not like a wide variety. Like it's the same staples every time, but with occasional variances. Because I don't know how long the blue shell was around, but definitely the red and green shells predate them.
Yeah, and the banana.
The banana,
most of the things just either make you go faster or hit somebody else.
And they're
in whatever way they
they're
want.
in reference to something already established.
Mm-hmm.
But even neutral, remember the bee suit from Mario Galaxy?
Yeah.
We've never seen that since. And that's the fucking coolest shit ever. Except for water, you can fly. I guess because they think it's it's already something we can already fly 2 other ways.
I guess it does kind of get bounced around between like the Tanuki suit.
Yeah.
There was the cape in one of the other older games. There's the bee suit. There's the helicopter things. They kind of like move the mechanics around to different things.
Yeah. The helicopter things have not been used in a long time either. I guess sometimes they do have to make room for new things, but it would be nice if like they had a Mario game that had everything that you've ever seen in it.
That'd be cool. Be kind of chaotic, but I like that.
Yeah. They need some new ideas. You know, it can't be fucking rinse and repeat of the same. Wow, this feels like a heavy criticism and like analysis of Mario right now. I'm not about to get into that.
I mean, we're fine. It's like we still love the games, and we're still playing this one from 2000 -4 or whatever.
-4. 1996.
When did this come out?
Like 2008.
Okay.
It's almost, maybe even 2010. I'm not entirely sure. Like, we were well alive.
It came out after Mario Galaxy.
But only slightly so, because Rosalina was like a hidden character, right?
You can... So I was looking up how to unlock all of them, because I just want to know how to get our 2 characters, at least. Rosalina, you could either do some, like, kind of difficult stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do some difficult races or time trials or whatever. Or, like, do a bunch of them. It was something that would be hard to obtain. I was like, damn, that'd be difficult. It said, or... just have a save file of Mario Galaxy on your console, and then it gives you it automatically. So I just did that. I put in Mario Galaxy. I didn't even play it. I just made a profile on it, and then came back and was like, oh, here's Rosalina.
There it is. Wait, you said if you name it Mario Galaxy?
No, if you just have a save file of Mario Galaxy.
Oh, like on the Wii?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking kind of ahead of its time. Like, it's cross-checking the game data. That's like some Doki Doki Literature Club shit.
Yeah. Like crossing
like
the save
like
files.
you load up Mario Kart and it's just like the Monica segment at the end, but it's just Rosalina. Yeah, she like jump scares you.
There's all the Stardust behind you.
Yeah,
you're on the.
It's just these like the background is Rainbow Road. It's just the two of us now. Luke's Wii.
That is your name, isn't it?
Big Daddy Triple X.
Buttfucker 420.
Buttfucker. Kiss your sister 9000.
Or do you really go by something like buttfuck?
It's buttfuck.
Now that I think about it, we don't really know each other that well. I feel like I should learn that.
I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. You know what? I don't even care.
Oh, fuck whoever.
Have you? Oh, fuck whoever. Whoa. Have you ever played Wizard 101?
No, I wanted to, but my parents wouldn't give me an email to use.
Damn. Did they think it was really bad?
No, it's just like my dad likes to keep his information off the line as much as possible.
They didn't set you up
back then.
They didn't set you up with one?
No, at the time I didn't have one.
Because the only reason that like I ever played Minecraft is because my mom set up an email for me.
Oh.
Because I would not stop haranguing her about that. So eventually she caved. She's like, fine, I'll give you your own, and I'll just log in whenever you need it, I guess. Because she didn't trust me.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame her. I got a shit ton of viruses.
Way too much porn.
No, it's just like I didn't know how to download Terraria.
Oh, not you too? Okay.
Anyway, Wizard 101. So it's like, yeah, that's the one thing that you can actually like figure out with the minimal internet knowledge. Just like Wizard 101, and it's like the first thing that pops up.
Is it an MMO?
Yes. It's also in the sense of like Final Fantasy, like a turn-based combat. I don't know if the Final Fantasy is, but
maybe the early ones I think would be.
Yeah, it's like an early one, but it's also like like an online MMO. However, even though it says it's free to play, like a couple years around the time that I started playing it, then they updated it to be like a paywall where it's like you can only get to like the second like big quest to kind of get through, and it's like, oh, sorry, you have to go to this town, and to do that you have to give us your credit card.
It is a subscription like most MMOs?
I think it's just a pay one time, but
okay. Is it still up?
I'm sure. Like, it made a lot of money somehow.
I wonder if people are still playing it.
Probably not. But, like, I definitely put a lot of hours into the first 2 levels that I didn't want to pay for anymore. It is fun. Like, if you're new to the MMO genre, like, it simplifies everything. Oh, the reason I brought this up, that's right.
I thought you just wanted to talk about
it. It also does that, like, coy, like, because it has this like discount Dumbledore as like the main kind of mascot, and like his like owl who can also speak. When you're in like the create a character area, he's like, "My vision seems to be failing me. Tell me, are you a boy or a girl?" Because they don't have you pick your gender up until then.
Yeah. And you're like doing a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, like you already like pick your character class, like are you like a fire type or whatever, and you fucking make the trim of your outfit all before you pick your gender.
Huh.
Which I guess there's no inherent issue with that, but it's like they could have just had you like pick a fucking symbol at the beginning, and then you wouldn't have to get to this like long ass fucking speech. I guess it's not that long. It's like a single sentence. I'm just nitpicking about things that are fine, but like it's
the
fun.
American way.
It's fun. That is the American way. That's the millennial way.
Yeah.
Of which we're not, I guess.
I don't know what we are. I don't know what I am anymore.
God, I hate being in 12th. All the fucking time. I just realized this room fills up with sand.
Did you not know?
I thought it was like two separate places, and like one's empty and the other has sand.
We see it 3 times though.
Yeah, I guess. I just thought the stage was twice as long. Have you ever seen... I don't even know what it's called.
Probably not then.
It's... Oh, fuck. It's something... It's one of the DC animated movies that's like...
Almost certainly not then. I don't watch movies.
Anyway, it's fun because it's the Justice League, like the animated Justice League, versus like these counterparts that are like, they look like they're like straight out of The Boys. So Batman has this like alternate version of himself called Owlman. There's probably like one person watching this that knows exactly where I'm going with this, because you know how Batman's like really he's got like a lot of conviction. He's like, oh, justice, darkness, my penis. Owlman is Owlman.
Absolute justice.
Exactly. Owlman is his brother that like, so Bruce Wayne died as a child, and instead like the way the alternate timeline played out is it's Owlman, and like, you know, he was always just meant to be like the yin to Batman's yang, but like he never came to be in Batman's universe. So he's just this nihilist who's like just as smart as Batman, but he doesn't see the point in doing anything. So he's just like his entire motivation in life is just to get like troll people. So he works with like this evil version of the Justice League that has like, it's basically Homelander, but he calls himself like Ultraman instead of Superman. And he's just like this like fucking corrupt like politician, and etc. Like there's the only other notable thing that I'll tell you in case you want to watch it is that their evil version of the Flash is exactly the same in every way, except he's Australian.
I love
it's
that.
like, holy dooly, mate. But he's still he acts exactly the same as the regular Flash, and he's kind of actually a good dude. He's just Australian. So it's like they're saying that Australians are evil or something, or that the fact that it's just like on the other side of the planet and they're upside down. I don't know.
It's different.
Yeah, he's different and therefore edgy. Bad. But do you know the actor James Woods? You probably wouldn't know, because he's more predominantly a voice actor. His most notable role is in Family Guy, where he plays James Woods. And he's just like Peter's arch nemesis for some reason.
Okay.
But he has a very like distinct funny voice, like Jerry from Rick and Morty, because it's just his voice and they just have him playing himself. But James Woods plays Owlman instead of like some dark and gritty. He sounds a little nasally, like your neighbor that's like eavesdropping on a fight.
He doesn't sound anything like Bruce Wayne?
No, he just sounds like, hi, it's me, Owlman. like nothing remarkable about him. It's like, yeah, my parents died when I was young.
And so did you.
And so did you. But he's just this absolute troll where instead of like, you know, using all these gadgets and stuff, he just waits for Batman to get close and like grabs him by his cape and like pulls him on the ground. And like
kicks him in the back of the knee.
Yeah, he is incredibly smart, but like you find out he doesn't really rely much on like gadgets at all. Like he just kind of like lets people get in the way for him and like take the beating for him. And like the one like kind of mastermind machine he made is just this thing that like farts all of the universes out of existence except for his own. And then at the very end, then it kills his own because he just doesn't care. And that's like his whole character.
How would he make that? That's insane.
He did a lot more trolling. Like, I can't remember the exposition.
He like trolled other people to get the tech. Or
yes,
what?
he just kept fucking people over until like he got to like the most powerful people enough in the world, and then eventually the universe to like figure it out. He's just like the ultimate like you snooze you lose, like you got something on your shirt there. Like, I won't spoil the ending, but it's fucking pretty damn funny to watch his like final kind of showdown with Batman.
Okay, I'm into this.
Like, it takes itself seriously, which makes it funny, but like the character by himself is like hilarious because he's just Batman who recognizes that it's ridiculous to dress up as a tiny mammal. But the funny thing is, in DC, there already is like an owl themed like knockoff of Batman.
Really?
Night Owl from The Watchmen.
Oh.
Which basically he is, because he's a good guy. He basically is just that, but not voiced by James Woods.
Well, that makes it sound special.
Yeah. His name is Night Owl. He's up very late.
You'll think it's quiet, and then you hear...
Like, imagine you got sucked into a different universe, and, like, Sam was, like, your arch nemesis. Like, he's just, like, his entire motivation... He's just like Sam that you know, but is just finding ways to fuck with you.
I'll have to imagine.
I live it every day.
Nah, my brother's great. He's
like,
I love him or whatever.
It would be more equivalent to like...
I actually do love you,
like,
Sam.
finding out that I had a brother, like, I would have had a brother if he didn't, like, die during childbirth or whatever, and his name's, like, Fred, and, like, he's just the total, like, opposite of me in every way. Like, he's just, like, motivated to just fucking be the bane of my existence.
So, does that mean Bruce Wayne also had a brother that died in birth?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess technically that does mean that. Predominantly, in every, like, form of media you see him, he's like an only child, right? Like, that's his whole thing, is he's a loner. Like, he probably wouldn't be Batman if he had a brother.
Probably be playing Xbox or
something. He'd be playing Xbox and, like, just being like a normal rich kid that, like, blows his parents' money. But he was raised by a creepy old British dude, so, like, he's got some issues. But Owlman, from the moment he could fucking see, like, that's been his entire... He's just finding ways to fuck with people. And he's not even, like, bad. Like, he has a perfect understanding of morality. It's just like he went the different direction. Like, he recognized that power is completely meaningless and interpreted that as like, well, might as well have a little fun.
Is the thing he tries to usurp other people's power?
Yes, that's a huge part of his character. Like, he kind of waits for the perfect moment to strike, but then he'll, like, he'll crush up a little kryptonite and, like, blow it in, like, Superman's underwear or something. Like, even the people that he claims to be on the same side as, he just, like, kind of, like, lets them get fucked over. If it means, like, he can get an advantage.
Okay.
Which is, like, a very Batman thing to do, but Batman tends to use it for, like, good, Like, he's just, like, always one step ahead, but for the greater good.
And his name is Owlman?
Owlman.
Is he, like, a chaotic neutral?
He's evil, but he is pretty neutral about most things. Like, he really is, like, he's not that active because he just doesn't care all that much. And he does have a comic book counterpart, like he wasn't made for that movie. He was his root is in the comics, but in the comics he's just not that fun because, like, it's not James Woods' voice. He is technically like a nihilist, but he's a lot more ambitious in the comics, and it's like, he's like trying to destroy the universe like immediately, and like he kills people and he uses guns and all that. It's just not that fun when he's not like trolling. We'll have to watch that movie. Like, that's my favorite DC animated movie.
Oh. Really?
Just because of him. There are some really good ones. Like, have you ever seen the Flashpoint Paradox?
No. But I've heard a lot of good stuff about it.
A lot of, yeah. So, like, that's, like, the... People love it or hate it, but, like, if you like DC movies, you're probably gonna love it. That's the one where the Flash gets bored. A lot of them just start out with, it's like a hypothetical.
What if you woke up one day?
Yeah, it's like, what if you woke up one day? But instead, like, the Flash gets bored, and he tries changing the timeline, and he does, but he doesn't make it, like, the parallel one like that. He makes it where neither one of Thomas Wayne's kids are born, and he becomes Batman, and his wife becomes the Joker. And, like, Superman did not land in Kansas. He landed, like, Washington, D.C., So he got like immediately found by the government and experimented on.
Oh.
And he's like all skinny when they find him. It's a really cool concept that they just like explore.
Yeah.
Because the only like true hero in the Flashpoint paradox is Cyborg. Like he's the only one that has like this identical scenario to how he played out originally, except he's a government agent because like there is no like Justice League or anything.
I kind of like a lot of the alternate universe stuff in DC.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times my favorite DC stuff is when it's a little bit more real or like a little bit more gritty.
I like when they're not afraid to like kind of, let people die or like ground it.
Yeah. Because this is a big problem with Marvel for me. They are it's all superhero. It's all like
they're goody two shoes and like tidy whities and stuff.
Yeah. And like that's fun. I go see the movie sometimes and it's a good time.
I can't buy into it if they don't have like an actual motivation.
Yeah, it's less motivating.
That's why Green Lantern has never been, God, such fucking nerds. He's never been like a character that sells for me. Like unless like Ryan Reynolds played him again and like made him funny. I just can't get behind him because he seems like the one character that they really can't change that fundamentally to make him more interesting. Because Batman has translated very well, like both in a funny sense and like in a gritty sense in movies for me. Like The Dark Knight, that whole series is ridiculous, but it's like it's kind of funny because it's just this rich guy that doesn't give a shit. Because in the comics he's like, hang on, old chum, it's me, it's the Caped Crusader. But in the movies, he just puts on a Korn impression, and he starts like driving his Ferrari tank over rooftops, and like none of the people that he faces, almost as if they're making fun of him, you can't understand any of them. One is like, I'm a crazy clown. Don't you believe me? And then the other is like, darkness is your ally. I love Mario Kart. What? Take one more step and then... It's like, I got none of that. That's why there's so many skits of it, because it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
with Bane especially.
Yeah, like, it's like they knew what they were doing by the third one.
I kind of want to watch Dark Knight again.
Even the first movie, you think it's like, you'd think it would be like some like Shakespearean interpretation of like, how greatly the world has changed since the turn of the century, because it's in 2005. And Batman Begins. It has all this like, cutting edge revolutionary technology, and it was like kind of the first big superhero film of the 21st century. And it kind of redesigns Batman in every way, in a way that nobody has ever seen. But it still has all that dumb shit, and people overlook it. Like Scarecrow is just a psychologist that puts on this mask, and he's impossible to understand. Like, people forget about that one, but he's like...
He is one of the ones I had the most trouble understanding in the movies.
It's like every single fucking character can't understand him for shit.
And then he makes other people see stuff.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It's scary. It's like Christopher Nolan looked at those movies and like, none of this makes sense. Let's just own it.
Let's ship it. Right now.
Yeah.
We got it. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it works so well because it's campy, but it's gritty. I can't remember the last time I've seen anything that's both gritty and campy.
And work.
And works like that, yeah.
I don't know if I ever have seen it before.
I don't think I have. I would love to see it more, but I don't think they'll ever do it because they don't have the balls. Like, the Tim Burton one works very well because it's just, like, fucking goofy. Like, he can't turn his neck. so even the way he walks is so stupid. Mm-hmm. He can't fit down an alleyway, so instead of going around or like driving up on the side of the wall or something, his car splits in half and like so he can fit.
Yeah.
But then like, how's he gonna get home? like he can't turn now. Just like him, like his car can't fucking turn.
He'll make it. He'll make it work.
And like the
Yo, Alfie, send me a car.
Yeah, he just calls his butler. It's a hilarious concept, and I love it when it doesn't take itself seriously. And so I can't even remember what the point of this was.
I love that he always has a chin out. So that's secondary.
Wait, what do you mean his chin out?
That's the only part of him that's ever exposed. Is his chin.
Oh yeah, like if he got shot in the face one time, it would be all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like body armor that like no fucking police force can penetrate, but half of his face is like completely visible, and like he's got this greasy ass like like it's the only thing that shows up in the dark. I like how we're just like shitting on Batman.
I love Batman, though.
I love that he's like, I imagine he's just like standing there with like his grappling hook like dragging on the floor. Like, he's just like taking all this. There's no iteration of him that has like 100%. He's like airtight, you know.
I was gonna say hi. I don't feel confident anymore.
Like one of his ears is drooping down.
Guys.
Like the only like absolutely serious one that is like pretty grounded that I've seen is like the newest one.
Yeah.
And even then, like he still knows not to take himself 100% seriously.
It's
like,
still a little funny.
Like, do you remember the Do you remember the flight scene where it's supposed to be like all this high octane, like the entire like police building is chasing him and he has no time and he has to jump off the building? Like, did you see the new one?
I saw the new one. It's been a while though. I only saw it once.
So
I saw it twice.
That
I
one,
saw it again.
You would think it would be like, oh fuck, it's gonna be like another like flight scene like from like the Nolan one where like, you know, you see how like big his wings are and how scary he is. Mm-hmm. But he's a flying squirrel. Like he runs off. Yeah,
that's right.
He runs off and he's got a wingsuit.
It's just like the webbing.
And he just kind of like, you just see him like, like,
isn't he kind of like shaky too?
Yeah, he's shaky and like he looks like he's in a sensory sock because like he's got these little mittens because he's got to stretch his arms out, otherwise he's gonna fall. And then like you don't see him like stick the landing or like do some like cave in a car. He hits a wall and then like almost fucking breaks his neck like running on the ground. And then he can't just lay there and it's like end scene. He still has to get up and keep running. Like people forget about that scene because it's like, holy fuck, that came out of nowhere. But like he almost just fucking died, and like the way it's edited is almost like if somebody were so inclined, they could just like pause or like freeze the frame right when he hits the ground.
Make him die.
Yeah, make him die.
I love the idea of doing edits like that. Like we watched Shrek together, right?
Yeah.
One of the Shrek movies. I don't remember if it was the first one, maybe the second one. There's a scene where after he like drank a potion, he farts.
We watched that together.
And you said I should make an edit of right when he farts, he explodes.
Yeah,
blood goes everywhere, and then the credits roll.
You would have to look through a lot of explosions, but like to find one where it's like it's from the same angle and like the trajectory of the explosion is approximately where he would be on screen, where he just like he feels something happening. Then he farts, and then like it just like smash cuts to like this fucking heat, like fucking fire coming from that direction.
But real quick, like blood on the flash blood on the screen, credits.
Like I would love to see like an anime like he's getting fried in like a nuclear bomb. Like you just see this like tiny like rapidly vaporizing like silhouette of where he was. Do you think if like an archaeologist dug up Shrek, because like the ears are cartilage, right? Like do you think he has bone in the ears? Because if you saw the ears made of bone, you'd be able to tell it's Shrek, right?
Yeah.
It's this robust skeleton with these Shrek ears, like clearly. But without the ears, who is it?
I feel like they would think it's an ancient
it's just
like
very
hominid
robust,
or something.
Yeah, a very robust hominid. And there's like this donkey skeleton next to him.
Oh, must have been his horse.
Apparently humans domesticated donkeys back then. But then you see this, like, crust vest. It's like, what's this doing here? Clearly this was a better material then, but it, like, hasn't aged a day. I don't know, I would feel like...
It's encased in snot.
If it was in a swamp, and, you know, like, you find, like, the main room of, like, the swamp, you find these, like, earwax candles, it's like, alright, well, clearly something's not right here. It's got pictures with ears.
We missed, like, something in the... history books.
There's definitely an evolutionary outlier here that is gonna break the news.
There was a fork in the road somewhere.
Yeah. What's this potion?
Fuck that kid. Sorry, Baby Daisy was ahead of me.
Gotta fucking end the timeline. Gotta be the end of the loop.
Imagine I throw the red shell and it hits Baby Daisy, and then this Daisy gets a scar in her head.
Brain damage. Yahoo!
All right, let's go.
All right, shutting down.
Rebooting.
Sonic the Hero.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Very nice moves,
Get
Daisy.
fucked.
Daisy's actually a weed. Actually, I think that is a flower.
I was gonna say, I think it's
I think, what is the yellow flower that's actually a weed?
dandelion.
Yeah. Dandelion sounds like a flower. There could easily be a third princess named Dandelion,
Yeah.
but she's a weed. Actually, peach isn't a flower either. A peach is a fruit. I guess it doesn't matter.
No.
It's like Owlman.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't really matter.
Hey, you want to hang out? Where you going?
Are you following me?
Yeah.
Are you bored?
It's last race.
There's no consequences to you at this point.
Get back here.
Just let me win this one, man.
I'm gonna find you. I found the water. I forgot the water gets deep.
Really don't want to fuck this one up. Did you fucking spawn ahead of me? No, you're okay.
Spawn like halfway across the map.
Without you here, like, I basically am almost up there.
Am I the main enemy?
I guess so. Either the AI is really dumb, or just like I only suck when you're ahead of me.
I do try to fuck up a lot of stuff when I am ahead. Like, I try to leave as many mines as possible.
I probably
make
run
people
into,
spin out.
It's probably 90% of the reason why I fail.
Because I like try to get the people closest to me back up and like crunch up the group really close.
Yeah.
So it's very tight knit, and if everybody keeps throwing items at each other, they fall back while I get more space.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay behind you.
Oh, you're just gonna maintain the spot behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna try to win.
I'm just gonna bump you when I get close. Shit.
Well, what if I just stop too?
Oh. Hey.
Are you waiting for me?
How you
What
doing?
the fuck?
Just hanging out.
I wasn't like genuinely mad, but the one and only time that I've actually been like, okay, I don't find any part of this funny was when we were playing, I think Forza, and we were on a circle track, and we were
was it
racing
NASCAR?
one-on-one. Yeah, NASCAR, and you just got bored of like beating me, and I think that was like probably the straw for me. That was I still behind you?
I took the lead at the end.
Oh my God. You just got bored, and then like you were looking in your rearview mirror waiting for me to close, and you were like, pit maneuver, and just fucking obliterated me.
Yeah, just fucking
Like, it
taking
was just
it.
fucking shrapnel. And I was like, damn it, I was finally getting that fucking close to catching up. And then like we respawned, and you just started going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And I kept warning you, and I was like, no, not this time, not this time. And like I expected to like thread the gap and get past you, but you just stopped and like moved in front of me. And I fucking slammed into you, and we both died.
That shit.
My God.
You know how you keep coming up with ideas on how to fuck with people? Like your
Yeah, in
backwards
real life,
idea.
that's your...
I can take little small pieces if I'm good at a game and you start playing it with me.
Yeah, like I'm your fucking target practice.
I'm
with,
your
like,
little toy.
If
You're my
gonna-
little toy.
If you're gonna experiment with it on a mass level,
Yeah.
like I'm the guinea pig.
Well, if I have you right here.
So yeah, I don't put them into practice. I just bounce the idea off of you. Like, oh, what if so and so?
Well, because you have big ideas. I have small ideas. Yours are grand ones.
It's
that
not
would
a
be difficult.
small idea. It's just a one victim thing. Like,
Well, it's a microcosm, right?
at the end of the day, all of my ideas are harmless.
Me too.
Yours, yeah, it's video games.
It's all good. Everything's okay.
It's all
You
good.
still like me, I think.
You still like me?
Still hanging out here.
You assume a lot.
Well, thank you for listening. We had fun here.
Oh,
I had fun here. I think you're enjoying it too.
He doesn't speak for me, but I did have fun.
Okay. Good night. I assume it's night for you. Why?
Oh God, I don't have the energy. Do you want to watch that instead? I don't have the energy to get on a Discord.
Watch the
Justice League thing.
Oh, sure.
That'll be the last thing I do, though. Unless somehow I get a second wind. Is it alright if I leave this here for now?
That's fine.